Now to a dire warning about climate change. According to a new report, experts say that we have until 2030 to avoid catastrophe. It also says if unprecedented changes are not made and made soon, there will be irreversible damage to the planet.
Good day, everyone. We're coming on the air to bring you the latest on Hurricane Michael, now bearing down on the Florida Panhandle. It is now a Category 4 storm, although moving close to 5, the most powerful storm on record.
From tropical storms to those wildfires which are raging in the west, forcing tens of thousands to flee their homes.
We have had the worst wildfires, certainly by acreage, that our state has ever seen. My district has borne a lot of that. And as we begin to get containment on some of the biggest fires, we're still not out of the woods. We've got several more weeks of fire season ahead of us, and the intensity of the smoke has been so great, and the inversion layer has kind of held it in place for so long that air quality in almost every part of California is very unhealthy.
I gotta say it, climate change is literally taking the world by storm. And it isn't just a matter of one country, our United States of America. This is an issue that is impacting the entire planet. Congress must address this issue, and we need change for climate change. But first, let's take a step back and explore the science behind climate change. After all, you can't know how to solve a problem without knowing its root causes.
Climate change is occurring already. It's here, we're feeling the effects now. It's caused by anthropogenic releases of greenhouse gas emissions like carbon dioxide and methane, mostly from energy production and construction, cement emission, like cement manufacturing is a big emitter, and agriculture.
Because of the buildup of carbon emissions in our atmosphere, climate change is basically acting as a threat multiplier to humans, according to the United Nations, increasing the number of natural disasters as well as making the Earth more prone to infectious diseases. And there's no one who can tell you more about this than a UNICEF worker who goes to different countries and sees the effects of climate change firsthand.
The climate is warming, and that is creating a lot of stress on the environment. We see that with a lot of floods and hurricanes and droughts and extreme weather events, and it forces people from their homes. It dries up supplies and resources, which leads to conflict. And right now we're sort of at a tipping point where if we get just a little bit warmer, we may not be able to reverse the harshest effects of climate change, but we still have time to act. You can't escape the effects of climate change. So if you live in the United States and you live like in a place like Louisiana, where the hurricanes have sort of, over time, if you look at a map of Louisiana, you can literally see the landmass at the end with the delta where it goes into the Gulf disappearing. And that's because of the rising sea levels and climate change.
So just from a sheer responsibility angle, this is a problem that is largely created by the United States.
And as for a solution to climate change, a Green New Deal seems to be one of the most promising answers. What it is a proposed package of legislation that aims to address climate change and economic inequality. It would change our economy to one that is focused on renewable energy sources instead of oil and fossil fuels. But not everyone is all in for this Green New Deal.
However, Americans have been told that one-size-fits-all approaches, such as the Green New Deal, are the only solution. Such policies advocate for an economic transformation that increases government control, spending, and regulation. These approaches inhibit innovation and are not an effective way to reduce emissions.
But where there are those that disagree with the Green New Deal, there are also those who are wholeheartedly invested in it.
We're very excited about the idea of a Green New Deal, and more broadly, we are thrilled by all of the energy and the enthusiasm that both new and returning members of Congress are bringing to the need to combat the climate crisis, which has never been greater.
If we do nothing about climate change, if we take no action, everything about our world and our lives is going to change as a result of just changes in our physical environment that come from climate change, right? And on the other hand, if we if we want to sort of preserve a recognizable form of our society, then we need to change every single thing about our society. So radical change is coming one way or the other.
Climate change is the issue of our generation. Whether it is the wildfires in California or the hurricanes in the Southeast, we must deal with this issue. It is impacting everyday Americans and is harshing our way of life. This is why the U.S. Congress must address this issue.